Hello, welcome to this your channel, the Better Eurofan, that's me. After the eclectic and disruptive proposal presented to us by Luke Black in last year's contest, with which he will ultimately rank in the 24th place, Serbia moves forward in the competition despite the modest result, hoping to keep their career as one of the few Balkan countries that's still better for the continuity in the contest. Let's take a look at the next artist that will take the baton by waving the Serbian colors symbol. Here we go. For today's episode, I'm going to review the Serbian entry for Eurovision 2024, which will be represented by singer Teya Dora with the song Ramonda. First of all, let's review about her choreography and career before having her Eurovision adventure in the Scandinavian country. Teodora Pavlovska, mostly well known as Teya Dora, is a Serbian singer, songwriter and producer, coming from the city of Bor located in eastern Serbia. Much even before learning to write, Teya will ask her parents to enroll her in a music school, where she will start to learn piano, making evidence of her interest in music since very early age. After moving to the country's capital, Belgrade, she will follow her musical education in piano by attending a prestigious music school until she got a scholarship to study in the prestigious Berklee College of Music in Boston, United States, specializing in singing. She will share subjects with the now renowned American singer Charlie Puth, and when she graduated in 2014, she will get her diploma from Jimmy Page himself, known for being the guitarist and founding member of the British rock band Led Zeppelin. She will later live a few years in New York City, where she worked as a songwriter in an American production company. She will return to Serbia in 2018, following her work as a songwriter for many artists in the Serbian musical scene, until she will make her debut as a musical artist the following year, with the release of her first official single. During the following year, she will be releasing more singles, but there was one released during last year which especially stood out, being composed for the soundtrack of a television series in Serbia. The song titled Zanu, which in English translates as My Love, got pretty viral in the social media app TikTok, with which she will also start to get noticed in the Serbian musical scene. The commotion that has given the song has been quite interesting and a little surprising despite the sad background it has. It will reach high positions in the musical charts not only in her native country but also in Croatia and Austria. Her official music video will get millions of views. It will spawn the internet meme Moje Moje in many social media, and it will also be featured during the protests in the country's capital, following the school shooting that had happened. Curiously, in the peak of the virality of the song, many people suggested that this could be a good material for a Serbian entry at Eurovision, which will motivate Teya to send an entry to the known Serbian national final Pesmasa Eurovisiju. Although she was previously involved with the national final last year, composing one of the participating songs in the last edition. This time she had the intention of giving it an attempt with a song performed by herself. Let's see then how does this attempt will give start to her Eurovision adventure. The Serbian public broadcaster will organize, as it has been doing in recent years, what it will be the third edition of their national final Pesmasa Eurovisiju, to select both the artist and the song that will represent the country in Sweden. The submission period opened in late July of last year for the Serbian artists and songwriters who wanted to send their proposals, closing it by early last November. By the deadline, it was known that a total of 235 proposals were received according to the broadcaster, representing a slight increase compared to the past edition. Then later, an expert panel will be in charge of reviewing those received proposals to select the 28 ones that will participate in the competition. The contestants will be revealed in late last December, being Teya Dora among the selected artists, while the songs will be officially released in late last January. The format will remain quite similar without further changes, although having less contestants in each semi-final. Teya will make her first appearance in the second semifinal, which will end up winning it, after receiving the highest scores from both the jury and the public, thus qualifying for the final show. Later in that final show, which took place in early last March, after the performances of all the finalists, the voting results revealed that Teya was the absolute favorite for the jury, while she was the second most voted artist from the public, earning the points needed to get the victory in the national final, and subsequently gaining the right to represent Serbia on the main stage of Malmö. A track which talks about resilience and rebirth. Now we will discover a little more about this proposal with which she will participate at the contest. Melodically speaking, it is a ballad which begins calm at first, progressively increasing the intensity while the song progresses. Teya's voice, in the other hand, is pretty good, having a mix of sweetness and deepness through the verses, and gaining more strength during the chorus. The lyrics have been written fully in Serbian by herself together with a duo of songwriters. In this sense, the song's title makes explicit reference to a species named Ramonda nataliae, which is the scientific name of the flower known as Natalis Ramonda or just Ramonda. This flower was precisely discovered in southern Serbia during the 19th century by Serbian botanists, who named it after Queen Natalie of Serbia during the monarchy times in the country. It has the extraordinary ability to revive even when fully dehydrated, and it has been proved its adaptability and survival capability even in harsh environments. It is also one of the national symbols of the country, reflecting the resilience of the Serbian people during the campaign suffered during World War I, and represented the revival and rebirth of the country after its victory at the end of the war. In fact, it is traditional for people to wear an artificial Ramonda as a symbol of remembrance for the soldiers who died in the war, having similarities with the tradition of wearing a remembrance poppy in the Commonwealth countries. Even there are some people who wear a patch, which combines the Ramonda with a green and black ribbon, used since 2013, after the proclamation of Armistice Day in Serbia as a public holiday 1 year before. Reading the lyrics in detail, previously translated of course, the dramatic context expressed in the song can be appreciated, showing that distress, that desperation, that suffering lives during those years of war, until it precisely closes with the rebirth of a Ramonda from the ashes. It is clear that the song has a nationalist focus, which is quite evident after the contest it has behind, but that also can be reflected into many ongoing wars currently in different parts of the world, unfortunately, transmitting a message of hope in this case. No matter how tempestuous and painful circumstances could be, calm and peace will eventually come. Given the dramatic context the song has, it was predictable that it would be reflected through the official music video one way or another, so let's check it out more in detail. The plot begins with a phrase in English which says, "The light shines in the darkness and the darkness can never extinguish it." It is starting the song and reinforcing the dramatic context with this phrase. As the melody begins, there are some rocks on the sea, being Teya laid down in one of them. She then starts to perform the first verse while still laid down on the rock, and suddenly a light appears approaching close to Teya. That light traces a path from the rock where is she to solid ground, and then she steps out to walk there. While she walks, she gets into an arid and rocky environment, until the light gets to Teya's hands. I can understand in this case that the light will represent that hope that is never lost. During the first chorus, there are spinning shots of Teya in the same rocking zone, while the light is also spinning in different directions around her, until the scene slightly changes, with her witnessing ruins of what it seems to be an ancient town, judging by the different broken and burned pieces of wood in the area. This could be associated in this case with the devastation suffered by many places in Serbia during the warfare then. For the second verse, she starts to toddle by the soil, while there is a storm with a lot of thunders. These obviously added with special effects, because you must be crazy to stay in the middle of a real storm. Amidst of all that tottering she has, she gets to a sort of grab after going through some cliffs, seeing the light again for an instant, until it gets inside a hole between some rocks. which makes Teya to fall down to the soil, attempting to represent that hope that is seen Spanish sometimes. For the last chorus, Teya is still performing the song from the soil, and then in some moment she realizes that the hole starts to blink. Then she gets it up again. The hope she thought it was lost is recovered once again. The performance finishes with close-ups of Teya singing for a brief instant, while she sees a Ramonda rebirthing from the hole, just like it is said in the song's outro. Pretty much the concept seen in the music video could be seen before when she presented her proposal for the very first time in the second semi-final of the national final, as the music video will be released just one day before the final show. Let's review then how it was her live performance during her participation at Pesmasa Eurovision. Recalling the staging in the national final, the performance starts with visuals in the sky that later go down to the big rock featured at the beginning of the music video. Then later the shot directly changes to the stage, where Teya is in a rock which looks like a plateau as it looks very flat, also surrounded by white smoke on the stage floor. About the costume, she is wearing a black outfit like the one seen in the music video, although in this case appealing more to leather. Her performance begins from the rock at first, then getting on in some moment to move to the front of the stage while she performs the first verse. Just then in the chorus, some sparkle beams of the leg strings of the stage floor are seen appearing from where is she, combined with aerial shots giving an interesting focus, followed by a lightning string that resembles a sort of white halo around her. During the second verse, the lightning set is quite dynamic, representing that storm also seen during the music video, but injecting much more drama to the performance, until she falls down to the floor on her knees, again as it was seen in the music video. While she is still on the floor, a string of purple lights appear in the visual graphics. This is intriguing to me, because I do not know if this represents the Ramondas or if it has a different meaning, until she gets some by the climax of the performance. While there's a violent storm both in the visual graphics and the lighting. By the song's outro, Teya sits down on the rock again, seeing then in the leg screen of the bottom of the stage, a reversing Ramonda just like in the music video, then finishing the performance. It has been a very dramatic performance in this case, as it could not be in another way, but at the same time effective with a quite contemporary touch. It is of those performances that gets you involved in the dynamic of it and keeps you attentive. The vocal performance from Teya has been outstanding, and the truth is that she has been flawless. And even despite the fact that the backing vocals were too loud sometimes, overshadowing her voice, as the sound balance is not heard during the studio recording. We hope they adjusted properly ahead of her performance in Moon. Making a summary of all the comments, the Serbian entry for this year is loaded with a nationalist sentiment in the good sense. It is particularly remarkable by being one of the few ballads currently in this edition, although I admit that it got unnoticed at first. But after understanding a bit more about the context behind the song, I could appreciate much better the wide significance it has for the people in Serbia, as well as the artistic value that is transmitted. For the staging in Malmö, as it could be seen during her live performance in the first semi-final, she has replicated the same one done in the national final, amplified to a bigger stage, keeping the same formula that previously worked for her in this case. Before Momo, as many artists from the edition, she also had been performing her proposal live in many of the Eurovision pre-parties of the season as part of the promotion of her entry, having qualified to the grand final this Saturday. It's about to see which will be the final outcome of her proposal into the final ranking. And you? What do you think about the Serbian entry for this year? Leave your comments down below thus we can keep the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. As usual, I invite you to like this video so you can help me to spread it among the people. Also subscribe to my channel and enable notifications by the bell and follow me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.